Over the last few years, I've built and scaled multiple seven-figure online businesses. And if there's one thing that saved me thousands of hours while growing really fast, it's hiring the right virtual assistants. I've personally hired over 100 VAs for roles like admin, content, operations, and sales. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the top 3 tasks that you should be outsourcing to a VA right now. Whether you're stuck in the weeds, drowning in tasks, or you just wanna get some time back so you can scale without burning out. This will give you a roadmap to finally get your time back and grow faster, so let's dive in. Okay, so before I dive into the 3 specific tasks, let's talk about why it's an absolute no-brainer to delegate this work. All these tasks that I go through, they drain founder time. They're very repetitive, they don't require a ton of expertise, and therefore they're very simple to delegate. Delegating these tasks is gonna gain back your time, it's gonna reduce your stress, it's gonna help you maintain your momentum and stay focused. And when you offload these types of tasks, you're just gonna show up much better as a CEO, as a leader, and you're not gonna be scatterbrained trying to work on so many different things throughout the day. All right, so let's go into task number 1. So this is the absolute biggest no-brainer. If you're a CEO and you're working on admin work, I don't know what you're doing, you need to get all that off your plate immediately. So one subsection of admin work that you cannot be spending your time on, and I personally hate working on this, is your email inbox. Think about how many emails you get on a daily basis. I get hundreds from my team, from people trying to pitch me, from all different types of things, softwares, invoices, just so much stuff. Now, if I personally was actually going through my emails every single day and was going in there, checking off every single email, replying to all of them, reading them, that would literally be a full-time job for me. So what I actually do now is I've delegated all of my emails to somebody else, and I'll go through my emails maybe like once a week. And then the VA that goes through my emails just notifies me about what I need to respond to, or in many cases, because I've set up SOPs for her to go and respond to them, she just handles the emails for me. I don't have to do anything. Emails, in my opinion, are a massive time suck. There's so many emails that I'm copied on that are sent to me that are not urgent, but the person's treating them as urgent. And I'm also spending my valuable and precious and limited time and brain power going through these emails and reading them. Most of the time, these emails are not moving my business forward. They're not helping to grow my business. They're not helping me make more money in 6 to 12 months. They're making me stuck in the weeds in the moment, which are preventing me from making more money in 6 to 12 months. So in addition to email inbox, delegation, anything related to your calendar, booking meetings, rescheduling meetings, things like that, you should not be spending a second of your time on. You need to have a VA take over all of that part of your day-to-day. If you're emailing back and forth with people about what day and time you want to meet, and then finally you pick one, and then you're going out and you're typing up the Zoom invite and you're sending it out, you're picking the day or time, typing in the person's email, and then you're doing that many times throughout the day. While it might seem trivial, if you're doing that even like 2 or 3 times a day, that's 2 or 3 times that your attention and focus is diverted away from something that you should be working on over to scheduling a Zoom meeting, which is honestly like the easiest thing ever. Then once you finish booking the Zoom meeting, then you have to come back to what you're working on and be like,
okay, what was I doing again?
And then it takes you a couple minutes to go back into your flow. And at that point, you're losing momentum. What you really need in your day-to-day when you're building a business is focus and no distractions. So get rid of any time that you're spending on emails, responding to emails, reading them, any of that. Delegate that to a VA. Anything related to your calendar, booking meetings, delegate that immediately as well. Category number 2 that you need to be delegating and hiring a VA for immediately is anything related to client onboarding. So let me give you an example. In this business that I make these videos about, it's a virtual assistant headhunting service where we have a done-for-you recruitment service to go and find you top talent worldwide. When we sign up a new client, we have to onboard them. And what that looks like is the person signs up, we book an onboarding call. I have a customer success virtual assistant that meets with the client. They show their screen, they have an onboarding slide deck. We set expectations with the client. We show them how our process works. We help put together the job role and description and all of that stuff. And this is basically the first touch point with the client other than our sales team once they get onboarded into our service. Now, since we do this for hundreds and hundreds of business owners every single month, you can see how this would naturally become a very repetitive activity, yet highly, highly, highly important that it goes smoothly and that we start off on the right foot. So in summary, the customer success VA will meet with the client, they will onboard them, they'll make a list of any outstanding items that are required to follow up with the client to kick off the service. Maybe the client will have some questions, they can get those answered, and then boom, we're off to the races. This is a great role to delegate because you can make SOPs for the entire role. It's very repetitive. And then you take those SOPs and you just train somebody and you get it off your plate. If you have a service-based business and you're onboarding your own clients right now, I'm sure that's sucking up a lot of your time unless you're a tiny business. Now, unless you're selling something that is very, very high ticket and like you just don't even want to risk someone else doing it, then you should 100% be hiring a VA to do this for you. Now, sometimes people will be a little skeptical about hiring a VA for this role because they're like, well, these are my clients. If I'm going to have someone client-facing, they need to be like top tier. There can be no room for error, and I cannot have this person screw this up, which is 100% valid, and that's completely reasonable, and that's how you need to be thinking. Whoever you're gonna put in front of your clients is representing you, they're representing your brand, your company, and they need to leave a strong impression. Obviously, the way this could backfire is if you go hire a lower quality individual and maybe you don't train them very well, and they show up and your clients just get a bad feeling of your service and they're like,
I don't really want to do this anymore.
And then this is going to backfire and not work out. So what you need to do is you need to find someone who's very polished, they're very presentable, they're well-spoken, their English is absolutely on point. Maybe you go hire someone from a country like South Africa where English is their first language, although you don't need to. But moral of the story, you need someone who's polished, they're presentable, they represent you well, they're completely on point with every single point of the onboarding process. And then not only can you get this work off your plate by delegating it, and now you have all this newfound time, but because this person is so on point, so polished, so well trained, they help strengthen the perception of your brand in the eyes of your customer, and they really help strengthen your relationship, and they get you off to a strong start. All right, category number 3 of work that you need to delegate immediately. This is my personal favorite because I hate this work with a strong passion. This is billing and invoicing support. Now, in the past, for my call center business, which had a lot of work when it came to billing, I would sit down once a month and I would spend many hours on that particular day doing billing. Then throughout the month, there'd be some additional work associated with invoicing, with sending clients invoices or sending them receipts or double checking what they paid, stuff like that. And it was a huge time suck. I had a huge amount of time dedicated to it on the first of every month and then scattered time throughout the month. But even the work that was scattered throughout the month on like a weekly basis was distracting me from my core purpose and the work that I really needed to be focusing on. So in summary, anything billing related, invoice related, delegate that to a VA. You don't need to handle that. It's very simple. It's very easy. And then you just create an SOP for it. Boom, delegate it. You're done. All right. So there you have it. There's 3 categories of work that every single founder should delegate and outsource immediately to a VA. They're not worth your time. They're easily systematizable. You can create SOPs around them. It's not rocket science. And look, the truth is, if you're still doing your emails, you're still booking appointments for yourself, you're doing your invoicing, you're doing admin work, anything else that might be just as easy as this work that I just outlined right now, you are holding your business back. And if you want help hiring a trained and vetted virtual assistant who can take all this work off your plate, that's what we do. We've placed well over 1,000 remote hires at this point for admin, ops, sales, customer success, and we've helped hundreds and hundreds of business owners free up their time, delegate work, without sacrificing quality or control. So look, if you're hiring soon or you're tired of being stuck in the weeds, hit the link in the description to book a call.